Good morning, people, man. We got an eventful morning today, man. We're gonna talk about the rights obsession with DEI and how they use it to blame every problem. You know what I'm saying? Or say that's the cause of every problem, man. And it's kind of getting sad at this point, man. But yeah, this shit right here has gotten ridiculous, man. I hope everybody's having a great morning, man. It's sad that we have to talk about things like DEI and affirmative action when statistics shows that these things have done little to help even the black community as we speak. And these programs are probably no longer going to be in effect much longer with this new Trump presidency coming into play, and they already are fighting to get this dismantled DEI Act to be passed completely and made into law. But we're gonna watch a video, man, and we're gonna see how some of the GOP feel about this DEI shit, man, and why they feel like DEI and the FBI is the cause of what happened in New Orleans, man. Which we know it hasn't, but yeah, man, we're gonna hear them out, man. We're gonna see what's up.
Tonight, Republican Steve Scalise sees a clear reason for how a terrorist was able to kill 14 people in New Orleans. Here's what he told WWL Radio.
Some of these agencies have gotten so wrapped up in the DEI movement. You know, call it wokeness, call it whatever you want, but where their main focus is on diversity and inclusion as opposed to security. And they're two very different things. And we've got to get back to that core mission. And this has happened in the DOD as well. And we pointed that out in DOD. We pointed it out in Homeland. We pointed it out in the FBI. You know, if nothing else, let's get back to these agencies focused on keeping Americans safe, period.
Here's my question. Where's the evidence of this?
Evidence.
There's 14 families that are grieving the loss of their relatives right now, and he has completely changed the conversation with absolutely no evidence. I would call this Republican wokeism. Blaming the other. I mean, the next thing you know, what is it going to be? Trans women athletes are responsible for what happened there.
Look,
yes, it will.
And I think here's the thing. He's going to come out and say it's DEI and the FBI should have done more. These are also the same people, not necessarily Scalise, but Republicans making this argument are the same people that say we need to get rid of all these FBI overreaches and all their investigation tools, and we need to actually disband the FBI now. Senator Kennedy, we need to disband the FBI. And then he also says the next day, the FBI should have done more. They should have been better qualified to stop this. So honestly,
Facts.
if your position is get rid of the FBI, okay, it's a defendable position like in American politics, but stick with it. Don't just constantly say, well, now they should have done more, or they should have been reading this guy's emails or something and known that he was going to come and do this, and then blame DEI for it. That's where I think Americans and me, like, I get annoyed by, like, just be consistent in what you're saying. Take a position, be consistent. Quit trying to stoke the outrage of the day because it's going to get you your hit on a certain other news network or whatever it is.
In fact, Adam, to your point, in the winter of 2023, then the speaker, actually, it was Mike Johnson at the time. I got losing track. Maybe it was 2024. Did a press conference in which he talked about how his budget would take away money from the Department of Justice, which of course includes the FBI. And so they succeeded in reducing funding for the FBI, and are now going to criticize the FBI's focus, in their words, on diversity, equity, and inclusion as a reason why they couldn't effectively prevent this terrorist attack.
Could that be said to defund the police?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Absolutely.
Certainly is.
Don't we have real problems in this country? I mean, seriously, like, we had a terror attack on New Year's Day. Don't we have real problems that have real solutions? A member of Congress ought to be saying, let's really get to the bottom of what we're missing here, how we can find these lone wolves, how we can do more, as opposed to just saying, well, it's all about the woke.
Veteran mental health.
I mean, listen, I think it's an unforced error. on Scalise to sort of dismiss it as a DEI thing. Listen, I remember an era when Republicans are huge with law enforcement. The reality is, if Rudy Giuliani changed the New York police force by including a diverse set of people in the New York Police Department, he used people from specific neighborhoods who grew up in these neighborhoods, which were diverse neighborhoods, to become law enforcement officers, live in those neighborhoods, and serve in those communities. So I think DEI, gets conflated into a lot of things, especially with the military, because that's pushing other things. But DEI, I don't know what the right word to use, but we've used diversity in law enforcement, and that's worked, and that's what Republicans sort of tout. So I think Scalise's, I think it's an unforced error. We shouldn't be having this conversation. We should be talking about the victims. We should be talking about the military. These people served in the U.S. Army. How do they get the training, and then they get to use it against us 10 to 15 years later?
I wish that more Republicans would acknowledge what you just did, because it's actually a common sense kind of pro law enforcement message. I mean, I'm just going to show you this posting from the FBI's recruiting event. This is probably the sort of thing that if you're an anti-woke person, you automatically will say, this is terrible. There are brown people in an image recruiting for the FBI. But to Brian's point, we had a former FBI agent sitting right at this table yesterday. The kind of law enforcement work that they need to do, and that they need to do more of, according to this agent, is to go into communities that don't look like Adam. Sorry to call you out here, but where people look different, where they have different cultures, where you understand their background, and where they trust you to give you the information that you need.
Yeah, man. Aside from that, man, the main thing that's happening here, you know what I'm saying, with this whole DEI talk is just to deflect. It's not to call out the real issues. Like they said, we had two. Man, if you want to count the guy from Las Vegas, we had two different Army veterans, one that was active. You know what I'm saying? Commit heinous acts of violence, nigga. Even though the one was really a suicide, and I'm guessing that maybe he didn't expect, you know what I'm saying, to kill nobody in the other one, the Cybertruck explosion, just because I don't know. It just don't seem like it was planned out that way, man. This guy being a Green Beret, you would think that he would, if he wanted to have a mass casualty event, that he would do something different. You know what I'm saying? So as far as with this whole New Orleans guy, he obviously came in with that in mind. So it's a clear message there. It's showing that, okay, I'm here to, you know what I'm saying, make a statement. I'm here to, you know what I'm saying, show you the world, like, nigga, we can get to y'all niggas type shit. So, you know what I'm saying? For them to turn around and make this a DEI shit, to make this about you know what I'm saying, if you got too many colored people in the damn, you know what I'm saying, FBI, some shit. Come on. I seen the shit early anyway. When the black woman came out there, she was the FBI, the assistant lady, came out there and was talking with the mayor and all them shit, when they was all out there doing their press conferences, you could see it in the live chats, nigga did. If they were posting something live, man, you could see that shit then. They not trying to you know what I'm saying? They not trying to really talk about like the fact that number one, the military is hard as fuck as it is. You know what I'm saying? Being in the military and shit. But the different shit you see over there, bro, ain't no telling what you motherfucker seeing, man. That make them come back over here. Then you have both of them had hard, you know what I'm saying, relationships with their women, bro. Probably both had financial problems, even though I haven't heard much about the Las Vegas and his financial woes just yet. But I know he was kicked out the crib. New Orleans nigga, second divorce. So you got a turbulent, you know what I'm saying, family life. For the New Orleans nigga, he had a turbulent financial life. Shit, bro. And then, you know what I'm saying, you're not getting what you believe you're supposed to be getting out your government, out your people, your country and shit like that, man. Like, this shit is what happens, bro. This is what happens, bro, after so long. And usually it's not a terrorist attack. Maybe it's a cry for help, lashing out on a loved one or a friend or some shit. You know what I'm saying? And mostly, you know what I'm saying, like some verbal shit. But at the extreme cases, nigga, this shit go to motherfucking niggas trying to go shoot up some shit. We done seen multiple former military lash out because of healthcare coverage or any of this shit, bro. Benefits being frozen on them and shit. Like, this shit doesn't happen, man. So, man, I'm gonna let them Don't finish this up very quick, man. But yeah, dog, just had to put that in there.
I think there's a legitimate conversation to be had about DEI and where it's right
You
and
gotta have
wrong,
a sympathizer.
but probably not in the conversation, at least right now,
Oh, I got some
over
comments.
New Orleans. And I think that's what all of us
Salute
are
Rob.
basically feeling, that it's
Rob, the
it's
creator,
misplaced.
in the
And
chat.
when I
Salute
say I
to
think there is a conversation to be had,
okay. Needs
there
improvement. Salute
is
to you in the
a
chat.
perception that there is too much of the DEI initiatives in federal agencies, in the military. I mean, this is one of the things that President Trump is bringing Pete Hegseth in for, because he's somebody that wants to get rid of these DEI initiatives in the military. He feels that they
don't you think you
don't
could
make soldiers more
the
ready
same
for mission.
argument about the military? I mean, look, the military is a war fighting
Killing machine.
machine, yeah, but
For
the
sure.
United States military, you know this, they do a lot of things. They do a lot of intelligence gathering. They have a lot of
Yeah,
roles
not
in the
everybody even
military.
can
Okay.
fight
We
and
had a
shit.
war in Iraq and Afghanistan where we couldn't talk to 50% of the population, and we had to Team Lioness 2004 to 2003, 2004. We brought in women to serve with special operations groups because we could not talk to 50%, more than 50% of the population in those countries. Women were not acknowledged
Because
in their
motherfuckers in there
combat roles.
kicking over their
Now, there's a new
goddamn
television show
shit
on it.
and
I
shit,
encourage you to
man.
read the book
Knocking
Ashley's
them
War, which
around,
discusses
shit.
this
Fucking them
entire
up instead of
conversation
talking, shit.
about the military bringing in women to these roles. And women are crushing combat roles now. Women are crushing the physical capabilities for these roles. That has only increased
Yeah, I
our
mean,
strength and our readiness.
I ain't gonna say that they
We have a
can't, but
recruiting
yeah,
problem in
you
this
know, it's
country. If we
more
can't
about the
bring in
fact that I
strong,
mean, it's more
capable
level
women,
headedness
we're going to
when you
lose.
have
I
On that,
think,
people
I was
come
gonna say,
in.
I
It's
think
not
this is the
just
big point is
Last word.
get their
DEI is
gun
great
ho,
if to
hoorah,
make it a more
and
effective
fucking
combat force.
Marines and
If
shit.
it's
You know
just
how
so
they
that you can
send in
totally
a
say
bunch
you're
of
doing it,
killers
then it's not great. And
to
that's
do
where you have the
diplomatic work.
conversation.
How's that
But in this
fucking gonna
case, it's
work?
the wrong place to talk about it.
All right.
Listen to
I
this.
got one more video, man. These niggas really feel like this
There's
shit
no
is
excuses.
the DEI shit, man. It's the DEI show all the time with these motherfuckers, man.
Good evening. It is rare indeed that an
Hold
American
on.
president
Why
would
this shit,
acknowledge
man?
publicly.
But nah, man, they really feel like this shit is a DEI problem, man. And I for one am not having it.
The sound of gunfire. Complacency, incompetence, unqualified DEI, and leftist agendas are making America a dangerous place. We know that more than ever after the terror attack in New Orleans on New Year's Day. A damning new report in the Daily Caller says the New Orleans FBI office and police department are chock full of DEI nonsense. It's like the WNBA over there.
The WNBA, you see how they quick to throw that shit at the shade at the women, though.
And no shade towards the regular New Orleans cops. They took the killer out before he could make things even worse. That's bravery. They ran towards the sound of gunfire. They ran towards the sounds of gunfire while the dumbasses in charge ran DEI workshops. According to the report, the FBI field office actually held a diversity agent recruitment event. It happened in July of last year, according to the FBI press release. They wanted to find applicants with, quote, diverse backgrounds and skills, opinions, and perspectives. It would have been nice if one of those skills was to use barricades to prevent a terrorist from driving into a crowd.
Which is not on the blame of the fucking feds, though.
President Trump
But
called it out on
these
True
niggas
Social,
clapping
saying,
and
quote,
pandering
our
to this
country is a
bullshit.
disaster, a laughingstock all over the world. This is what happens when you have open borders with weak, ineffective, and virtually non-existent leadership. He also posted, quote, when I said that the criminals are coming in that are far worse than the criminals we have in our country, that statement was consistently refuted by Democrats and fake news media, but it turned out to be true. The crime rate in our country is at a level that no one has ever seen before. Of course, he's not saying the terrorist was an illegal immigrant. He's talking about the bigger issue.
Nah, nigga. Don't try to, you know what I'm saying, gloss over that goofy ass shit. Number one, Trump don't know what the fuck he be talking about half the time. He sees some shit. He want to see whoever the closest person around him got to say about it, and they just go off the mouth. You know what I'm saying? All right, so Fox News talking about, you know what I'm saying, illegal immigrants today. And then this nigga attacked, you know what I'm saying, in New Orleans and shit. Okay, this nigga had to be an immigrant. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. He ain't gonna try to gloss over that shit. Like Trump just was talking about a broader perspective on the whole shit. No, he fucking wasn't, bro. He believed this shit was an immigrant type of situation, that these was the whatever we call it, the enemy within, you know what I'm saying, type shit. What, he gonna tell me that this guy's the radical left? So Trump believes that this is the radical left right here? Even though I would definitely, if you go look at ISIS ideology, you can't tell me that's left-leaning ideology right there, bro. Most religious shit usually isn't. They're definitely more conservative in value and everything. Shit, bro. So some Sud Din Jabbar and this guy over here, man, I think it was named Tyrus or some shit. They probably have more in common than fucking we even know. Like we will even fathom. We'd be like, damn, now niggas really could be on the same team. I'm just saying, bro. But I'm gonna let this nigga finish, man.
Your issue at hand.
Nature is taking back all that was once hers. We were the virus. Permanent payback.
And it's a strong statement, and the message is clear. But the media totally missed his entire point, not seeing the forest for the trees, and responded like they usually do.
The implication there is that the Biden border policy is somehow to blame for a terrorist killing 14 people, only that terrorist is actually an American.
This is what Trump does. He lied, and he's stoking fear.
Everything is the border. Everything is immigrants. Everything is the border, the border, the border. And now they have lied so much that Donald Trump is repeating it.
You cannot escape the fact that this is a brown suspect with an exotic name, an Arabic name, and that was so convenient for people.
The media said the terrorist was American. They missed the damn point. The chaos caused by an open border with DEI hires makes everything weaker. Police are stretched thin and no support from Blue City officials. I think this quote from New Orleans Police Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick sums up the incompetence best.
So we did indeed have a plan, but the terrorist defeated it.
Where do these clowns come from? Oh, yeah, the police chief came from.
I mean, the terrorists defeated it, but not because of DEI. And I'm sure he's going to figure out some way to lump this all in and shit. Man, the terrorists defeated us because of a failing infrastructure that's happening in fucking New Orleans, man. Those fucking whatever they call them things that was probably would better kept the nigga out needed to be replaced for the Super Bowl and all this shit. They preparing for that type of shit in the future, which left, you know what I'm saying, New Year's, Christmas, these type of parts of the year a lot less, you know what I'm saying, vulnerable, you know what I'm saying, a lot more vulnerable. So that has nothing to do whether they hire a black person, Muslim, or any other shit. Like these programs and specifically are helping to knock out the barriers of people who have been blocked out for nigga years, decades, hundreds of years, really, you know what I'm saying, when it comes down to it in this country. But once we were supposedly given rights, niggas could get approved for a loan, still don't get it. You know what I'm saying? If you get approved, like, so even when you think you finna win in this society, they don't figure out ways to cut you at your motherfucking legs, nigga, cut you at your ankles, nigga, like. But I digress, man. I'm gonna let the nigga finish, man.
From Oakland, California's police department, which fired her. If you need more reason to doubt Ann Kirkpatrick, other than the fact that she looks like the granny from the Beverly Hillbillies,
no, not really needs improvement. I don't.
Just
that man was playing bombs and everything, man.
Drove her own car into two pedestrians
A, B,
when
and
she made a left-hand turn and didn't see them. They weren't seriously hurt, and she did say sorry. And what about the big yellow barriers that would have prevented the attack? They're there now, but she is totally clueless where they came from.
When you go down Bourbon, you will see yellow, what we call archers, and they're along the sidewalk. And that would be to be preventive if someone had, or if this particular terrorist went around up on the sidewalk, that's what that would do.
Hello, archers. Where do they come from?
Actually, we have them. I didn't know about them, but we have them.
I didn't know about them, but we have them. I bet that's very comforting to the families. Now, I'm not saying she was hired because of DEI, but I'm not saying it. Now, look, motivated bad men will do bad things, but incompetent, unqualified hires are just as dangerous to the safety of the public. President Trump's first act might be to declare a state of emergency to protect the American way of life before another preventable tragedy happens again.
Hashtag enough said.
Dagan, I'm going to go to you first. Now, I lived almost 10 years in Louisiana, and I'm angry, and it's hard to contain my anger because we see the incompetence, we see the corruption all the time, but you had the ability to ensure safety, and it looks to me that you just didn't feel like paying people to put the stuff out there. Like, you've seen it all. You've been in this news game a long time. When are we going to start holding people accountable for not doing what they're supposed to do?
Public firings would be a terrific start. The fact there was nothing more horrific other than being there.
Appreciate you.
Than watching
I
that
just tried my best, man.
Drive around
There's
the
something on
police
the brain,
car
man.
where the bollards should have been. But the bollards weren't there because they were being fixed for the Super Bowl. But they weren't there to protect the people on Bourbon Street on New Year's Eve, one of the busiest tourist places in the entire United States. And that old lady and the rest of them didn't give a.
No, they didn't. Charlie?
Yeah.
Man, to see that shit right there is just to be salacious, man. Because to say that person don't give a fuck when, you know what I'm saying, bro, you can see the reaction of all the people, bro, throughout the day, man. You know what I'm saying? This shit was a somber day. This shit was, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's expecting a fucking terror attack to happen in fucking New Orleans. Anybody, if this had just been some niggas shooting, we would need this be another day in New Orleans, right? Like, it's so much shit going on in New Orleans already as it is. So how the fuck is somebody supposed to be prepared for somebody to do some shit like that when most of the crime ain't happening? Like, it's some shit that's happening on Bourbon Street. Motherfuckers getting in the fights, people drunk and shit, wilding out. But most of the crime ain't happening around no damn French Quarters and shit. It's actually particularly pretty safe compared to the rest of the city. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that people are talking about this shit, like, I'm sure they want to, because French Quarter is their biggest money maker. It's all about the money when it comes down to it. Why do you think that they would want to, you know what I'm saying, risk their money and shit by not having the people protected, man? Nobody was expecting nothing like this. Not even this, not even they say, you gotta think about it, bro. Yeah, New Orleans is kind of different from the rest of the, you know what I'm saying, state of Louisiana in a lot of ways. But ain't nobody expecting their biggest money maker to go through some shit like that. Not the Republican side of lawmaking, not the Democratic side, not none of the tourists. You go to New Orleans, you pretty much you're gonna see a lot of, you know what I'm saying, crazy shit, but you ain't it's ever expecting a motherfucker to be planning to, you know what I'm saying, take out the whole Bourbon Street, which looked like that's what homie plan was. Planting bombs all over the, you know what I'm saying, street. Man, this shit wild, man. But for them to do this whole attack on the woman and everybody that's involved as if they would have handled it any better is just wild to me.
And the thing that's so annoying about the bollards thing, I find a lot of the security measures that they come up with, like taking your shoes off at the airport, I find the bollards kind of annoying. But they assure us that in lieu of doing like actual investigative work to find out who's trying to kill us, we're going to put up these features. And then, of course, the features don't ever work. And so we wind up with a situation like the one that we had in New Orleans. The best part of it, as you pointed out, was that dude didn't make it 2 steps out of that truck before he got turned into Swiss cheese by those police officers. And thank God for that. And thank God for them, for their willingness to run to the sound of gunfire. The other thing that's just beyond enraging is attacking Donald Trump for talking about the open border. You know what's stupider than, and I don't think there's anything stupid about Donald Trump pointing out that, well, you know what? The next attack is going to come from the millions of illegals that these people have allowed across the border. You know what's dumber than that? Would be defending open borders in the wake of a terrorist attack. Right. And that's what these people are doing. That you've got it from the press and from Democrats.
Kat, you did a really great job last night of talking about this. And when you see preventable
Now,
tragedies,
the fact that they
that's
believe that
almost
attacking Trump
worse than when,
is
like 9/11, for
attacking
example,
or
there was
defending
nothing we could
open
do about the
borders is
planes.
crazy.
There was never,
But
now we have
just want to point that out.
security in place supposedly that's going to stop that. But when you see something that they had the ability to put the yellow blockers out and just didn't do it, doesn't that make it worse?
I think that I talked a lot about this yesterday. I think that there needs to be accountability, because when there's not accountability, then there's the same people in these positions that have allowed bad things to happen. They're allowed to continue to allow bad things to happen. But boy, the first time I heard her say that, we did have a plan, but the terrorists defeated it, I rewound it.
I mean, that's what happened. And who's to say that I wouldn't have never got defeated no matter what? This man was planting bombs all down the street. If the yellow blockers wasn't there, he could have been just casing the joint and decided, all right, boom. Instead of just, you know what I'm saying, detonating the bombs and start shooting, I'm going to do this first. This could have been, like I say, all improvised. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, it was planned, but he made a tweak in the plan at the last minute type shit, improvised action inside the plan that he might already had out. Because you definitely methodical to be. He's sitting out coolers. Ain't nobody expecting that. Yeah. Nigga liable to, you know what I'm saying? It's like a nigga liable to open up the cooler trying to get a drink out there, bitch, and say, oh shit, boom. Or something. But these supposed to be remote detonated. So, you know what I'm saying? He had the control in the car. Maybe he was gonna case that bitch the rest of the night and keep playing bombs in certain spots, and then shit, boom. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how that shit would have happened, man. But like I say, these people just want to blame the city of New Orleans, the mayor, you know what I'm saying, the police chief. Okay.
I was like,
yeah,
that's what you're going with? We did have a plan, but the terrorists defeated it. Yes, that's the inspirational message that a city and a nation rocked with tragedy wants to hear. Like, did you not have anybody?
Got us.
Did you not have anybody who could run that by first? Like, I don't think that anyone's going to be putting that on a T-shirt anytime soon. So not only is there incompetence, but she wasn't even good at like the talking, consoling leadership part either. So I think that there's just a huge dearth of accountability. Just sadly, that's the standard. is that in the government there's a lack of accountability, and a lot of what passes for security, I think the TSA is an example of that, really is security theater. People will say we're doing these things to keep you safe, to look like we're doing something, but really are you? If you look at the stats of what
No,
they catch versus
searching
what
old
they
ladies
don't
and
catch,
pregnant women in
they
wheelchairs is
don't.
not security.
And just looking like you're doing something is not enough. You need to do something for the sake of our lives. And also, we pay you guys enough money.
How is she still employed? I mean, it should have been resignation on the desk.
How are any of these people still employed? To be honest, man. Like, I don't understand it.
As soon as it was found out that they chose not to, and probably because they wanted to put the bill on the Super Bowl guys, because they're two different things. There's actually three different things they could have used. One of them supposedly was not being fixed. They also have the street things that come up, and they had the portable yellow thing. So there was opportunities to protect people. They just chose not to. How does anyone fathom that she's allowed to go to her office today?
But I think that's part of the problem, is no one ever wants to say, this is on me. This is a mistake we made. This was preventable, and there were measures that should have been in place that weren't, because apparently there's a problem in this country with saying, I screwed up and I'm going to own this. I don't know if it's a legal liability thing that people are going to sue. That's
ain't that like pretty much everywhere with every side of it, you know what I'm saying? So again, like I say, the Texas police chief, you know what I'm saying, who knows why she didn't know certain shit and didn't do and enact certain shit. You know what I'm saying? We don't know the politics of New Orleans. I've been there a couple times, but I don't know the politics in particular, like every fucking act and makeup of it from, you know what I'm saying, start to finish to know, you know what I'm saying? But like I say, for the most part, nobody's expecting something like this to happen. You know what I'm saying? You think you get a general feel for like the in and outs of the city after a certain point. And like I say, most of the crime happening in New Orleans is happening far away from the French Quarter. At least the violent crime. But let's continue, man.
That's going to happen anyway. But at least give people the comfort of knowing that in this DEI world, where we do have mistakes. And listen, as far as the DEI
world,
there's not a problem with DEI as long as you don't give up competency for DEI.
And that's what y'all assuming off the real, is that the competency
is not
not
at the
there.
expense of expertise and competency. So when you do have expertise and competency, someone will stand up and say, hey, you know what? There was a screw up here. Here are the people at fault, and it starts with me. But I don't know why we just can't do that right now.
And most they have qualified immunity, which means that they can't be held responsible.
Right. New Jersey has Title.
So let me say, we never look at 9/11 and say, damn, why the fuck these motherfuckers didn't know what to do? And I never understand that when, you know what I'm saying, we in a time now where tragedy happens and the first thing people can do is just point blame at somebody. Point blame and this, that, and the third. It's the FBI. It's the city of New Orleans. It's woo. It's this, man. Sometimes it's just, you know what I'm saying, a combination of a lot of things that until we actually buckle down and really talk about them and not try to make it about one side being, oh, you're the DEI side, man. Like, nothing's wrong with DEI. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's wrong with diversity, equity, and inclusion. The problem is how it's implemented sometimes, and the problem is how it's discussed. You know what I'm saying? We have to, you know what I'm saying, understand that it's been a point where we've been dealing with incompetency for so long. That has nothing to do with DEI. That has to do with just the fact that we call ourselves a meritocracy, but a lot of people just be giving shit. We got man, what's Elon, man, this nigga has just been given a whole new program out of nowhere in the government. That's all I'm saying, bro. We like, is that DEI? That's what I'm trying to figure out, man. Are we trying to include South Africans into our government, man? Like, tell me. But let's go.
59, yeah.
Yeah, they have
right. There's
protection
governmental immunity.
to walk out, but that would mean you actually care about the people that you serve. And I think that's, for me, what's the frustrating point is this wasn't some elaborate plan that just, we had everything in place and they just.
And the negligence is so obvious here that don't worry about saying the wrong thing that's going to get you sued, because the negligence is clear. So rather than worry about that, forget about it and show the people that at least in your failure, you could lead by taking the responsibility of saying, I screwed up. This is on me.
Yeah, to me, the press conference is more about protecting the Sugar Bowl than it was the people, in my opinion. Up next, Biden's old error on it.
Man, that shit was about, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, a lot about the Sugar Bowl, but that was, you know what I'm saying, pressure from y'all senator, you know what I'm saying, John Kennedy, Republican, you know what I'm saying? He wanted to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, hey, we get everything right for that Sugar Bowl, you know what I'm saying, shit in the third. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's all about the money. It's about keeping tourists comfortable and happy. So, don't get that shit twisted in any shape or form. It was money being, you know what I'm saying, talked about on both sides. But that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, this shit is real, bro. Like, the fact that these niggas would sit here and try to throw this shit all on DEI lets me know that they want to make sure that no matter what, we're going to figure out a way to shit on anything that's going to help, you know what I'm saying, black people, Hispanic people, you know what I'm saying, minorities of any sort, women, you know what I'm saying? We're going to shit on all that shit, you know what I'm saying, just because, you know what I'm saying, of a tragedy. Like, we never talk about the incompetencies of different other eras of people, you know what I'm saying, and how could this happen? How could the Boston Massacre happen? How could, you know what I'm saying, the Boston bombing, I mean, you know what I'm saying? All these different attacks that have happened in recent memory, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never seen Fox News ever talk as bad about the Uvalde, you know what I'm saying, officers, police officers, the way that they doing this woman, man. So I'm just saying, bro. A lot of people feel like Africa is this and that and the third, but that's another story in itself, because, you know what I'm saying, they've been stripping that motherfucker of resources since since they came over here, boy, they were doing the same thing over there, invading into Africa, colonializing, shit, taking them for their resources and everything, man. Man, like, this shit is, you know what I'm saying, like, all about, you know what I'm saying, control. And Europe and Africa, but they came in and controlled, you know what I'm saying, everything that, you know what I'm saying? To this day, man, Africa's still trying to shake back. Really, all them governments over there, you know what I'm saying, they still got to deal with some type of, you know what I'm saying, European or Chinese type of power, you know what I'm saying? So it's not really man, they going through the same shit we going through pretty much, man. Right over here. That's what I try to tell people all the time. We be going through the same shit. But shit, we just gotta realize, man, they don't give a fuck about us, man. We gotta get on our shit, bro, and figure this shit out as a people. You know what I'm saying? Come with our own list of demands and shit, man. But speaking on, you know what I'm saying, Republican hypocrisy and all these different things and shit, you know, they favorite leader is the sexual assaulter. Man, Germany had a little investigation, and come to find out, man, they got this Telegraph like chat room discussing different ways to rape women, and you know what I'm saying, most of the victims they talk about are like they wives, sisters, mothers, like really horrific shit, man. Like, so horrific that, man, people like a TikTok, this shit like went going viral, bro. People talking about this shit. This happened like 3 days ago. This was right actually before the new year. The day before New Year's Eve. When this shit broke, man. But I'm gonna play this video then, man. We're gonna talk about it, man. We're gonna read an article or two.
A recent investigation has uncovered disturbing activities within certain Telegram chat groups, where thousands of men have been sharing explicit content and discussing methods of sexual assault. These groups, some with up to 70,000 members, have been identified as platforms where users exchange tips on sedating and assaulting women, often targeting individuals within their own households, such as wives, partners, sisters, and mothers. The investigation, conducted by German broadcaster ARD in its STRG_F investigative team, revealed that these groups operate primarily in English, attracting participants from various countries. Members have been found sharing not only advice but also explicit images and, in some cases, live videos of assaults. Alarmingly, some users provided links to online shops selling sedatives disguised as hair products, facilitating the perpetration of these crimes. Telegram, established in 2013 by Russian tech billionaire Pavel Durov, has been criticized for its refusal to share data with government agencies, making it a preferred platform for illicit activities due to its emphasis on user privacy and encrypted communications. In response to the investigation, Telegram stated that it has a zero-tolerance policy towards misuse of its platform and that users engaging in such activities would be blocked immediately. This revelation has sparked a broader discussion about the role of anonymous internet platforms in facilitating criminal behavior, particularly sexual violence. The anonymity provided by such platforms can embolden individuals to engage in and promote illegal activities without fear of identification or repercussions. The findings coincide with a recent court case in Avignon, France, where a man was sentenced to 20 years in prison for sedating his wife and offering her to other men online for assault. This case has highlighted the real-world consequences of online platforms being used to facilitate sexual violence and has raised questions about the extent to which such platforms enable these crimes.
Yeah, that's a lot, man. I definitely feel like, number one, the fact that, you know what I'm saying, most of these chats, you know what I'm saying, were done in English. You know what I'm saying? And this was multi-country. You know what I'm saying? They didn't just say Germany, even though the investigation was in Germany. It wasn't just in Germany, man. So that shit just kind of just fucks with my head, bro. The fact that, you know what I'm saying, like, people go to these links, man, and do these type of things, man. That shit just don't make sense to me, man. But we really finna try to go in on an article real quick, man, and read what they talking about. Cause this shit right here, man, I seen the shit on TikTok and I was like, what the fuck? Pretty much. Let's see. Telegraph rape chat groups with up to 70,000 members uncovered. Thousands of men are participating in chat groups in which they share suggestions on how to rape and sexually assault women, a German investigation has revealed. The groups on instant messaging service Telegraph have as many as 70,000 members who mostly communicate with one another in English and appear to come from a variety of countries. Users claim to have assaulted women in their households, including wives, partners, sisters, and mothers, and also share instructions with others on how to do the same. Some in the chat group also share pictures while offering live video of assaults. In one instance, a German man said that he would sedate his wife and offer her to other users. Man, that shit is crucial, bro. What the fuck? The allegations came as a court in Avignon, France, sentenced Dominique Pellicot to 20 years in prison for sedating his wife Giselle and offering her online to other men to rape and assault. And yeah, I remember that case, man. That was just like a couple weeks ago. It was like 50 different people were charged in that shit. Yeah, there you go, say it down here. He also he would also rape and assault her himself. The attacks took place over several years, about a decade, with 50 other members, men in the case found guilty on Thursday. The trial was The trial has raised questions about the extent in which anonymous internet chat groups facilitate such crimes. Ms. Pellicott has been praised for insisting the case be took to public in order to raise awareness about the issue. Yeah, because definitely, man, they don't like to put this type of shit out here, bro. That's one thing I can definitely say it out and seen in my lifetime, man. They do not like to let this shit be seen out here, man. Telegram set up by Russian tech billionaire Pelvin Druval I don't know. In 2013 has long been the to-go platform for criminals due to the firm's refusal to share any data with the government agencies. The investigation by German broadcaster ARD and its STRGF investigative team also found group users have been swapping tips on how to sedate their partners. This includes posting links on online shops where sexual abusers could buy sedatives disguised as hair products. And man, like that shit was the shit that bothered me the most too, man, is the fact that they disguising this shit and shit like that. Like the whole shit where they were saying that, man, that's why I say when they were saying that shit about Diddy with the baby oil, man, if he was doing that shit, I'm telling you, it's bigger than him. He probably got this from some type of people, bro. Like these, man, it's different type of people out here, man, for real. Telegraph insisted it takes action against such groups, and said it in a statement. Telegraph has a zero tolerance policy towards misuse of its platform. All users caught doing so will be blocked immediately, but their information won't be sent to authorities. So, during RD's year-long investigation, some groups were deactivated, but users were often sent links to new ones. Oh man, see, they ain't doing shit. They ain't doing shit to help shit. Investigators in Germany said that they have had some success in recent years in convincing Telegram to share information connected to probes into terrorism and child sex abuse content. Mr. Durov, or whatever, man, was arrested in France in August on charges of failing to address the distributors of illicit content. He has denied the allegations. Currently under house arrest in Paris, the tech entrepreneurs later said his platform would do more to crack down on the problematic content. The prevalence of child abuse content on apps such as Telegram has led to calls in Germany for the police to give more powers to locate the IP addresses of people acting anonymously online. Man, that shit right there is wild, bro. That shit right there is, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know how to feel, man. Like the fact that shit could be right here in America as well, like motherfuckers creating tips and shit on how to do this and that and the third. You know what I'm saying? The fact that a man, you know what I'm saying, did that to his wife for a decade, nigga, before anybody even could catch him, nigga. Man, you just gotta be careful out here, man. Like for real, cause that shit, man, I'm gonna have to light up the gas on that shit. That shit don't make no sense to me. But man, all that shit, man, the telegraph, the discourse, man, whatever you want to call it. I ain't saying that every last one of these ones I'm naming, you know what I'm saying, probably got some crazy shit going on it, but like Reddit, nigga, shit, man, it's a different world out here, bro. And with these chat rooms, man, they discussing the most heinous shit, bro. Like, nigga, I remember when motherfuckers just got on this bitch to, you know what I'm saying, meet people, go places, man, do that type of shit, man. But it done got so bad in the world, niggas are really out here trying to discuss, you know what I'm saying, rape strategies, man. This shit is a cold, cold world, man. Yeah, that shit, bro. That shit right there was a hard one to read, man. Shit, man, when you never dealt with somebody who done been assaulted, man, a piece of them be gone, bro. Boy, I'm telling you, man, we need to know names of these people, bro. We need to know what countries, all that shit, bro. That shit fucked up. That's that's so wild, bro. Man, let me go to the chat, man. Yeah, we never talk about the incompetency of the government, man. Salute to Rob, man, for that comment, man. For sure, we don't, man. And salute to Keith, man, being in the chat, man. Salute to you, man, for showing my platform some love, man. Try to do my little thing out here, man. But man, that was a hard article to read, like, yeah, listening to the videos, and I was watching so many videos on the shit. Once I ran across it. I'm like, what? And I remember the case of the woman, bro, who had whatchamacallit been sedated for like pretty much a decade by her husband and let niggas, you know what I'm saying, do this, that, and the third to her and shit. But man, to know that shit look like these niggas out here trading strategies on this shit, man, and nigga, man, we over here got a whole 70,000 people out there, you know what I'm saying? And that's just on one group. That's, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, we out here doing this and that and the third. That's what they could find, bro. Like, ain't no telling what's out there that they can't find, nigga. Like, that shit upset the niggas, man, for real. Cause, man, our youth and our women, man, that's what, you know what I'm saying, make all this shit go around, bro, at the end of the day. Like, men do what we do for them. We do it for the children, for the women, man. Man, I don't care what a nigga say. I don't care what no man say out here, man. Shit, you can't be no man without a woman, man. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't even talking about on no shit. Just, I mean, in any aspect of relationship, you gotta have a strong woman in your life, or you know what I'm saying, some type of woman in your life that's going, you know what I'm saying, give you that type of energy and perspective, you know what I'm saying, regardless. Outside of the sexual, outside of all the other shit. It ain't gotta be no I'm in love type of relationship every time, but it's gotta definitely be a genuine, you know what I'm saying, like that energy, the femininity and the masculinity and all that shit, how nigga we balance each other, nigga type shit. I really believe in that shit, you know what I'm saying? And for us as people, man, we can't be using whatever, you know what I'm saying, advantages that we feel like we have to fuck over the other person. And men in particular having the advantage of, you know what I'm saying, having more physical, you know what I'm saying, demeanor and shit, and being stronger and all that. Like, to take advantage of somebody, man, that's the most fucked up thing a man could do. You know what I'm saying? To sexually abuse somebody, man. Not saying that it ain't this, it's fucked up if a woman do it or some shit. But for a man, like, it's pretty fucked up, man. That's like that's lower the low. You know what I'm saying? So that shit right there, to have people out here, you know what I'm saying, and they only do this shit in the dark until it come out to the light. But the fact that people out here doing that shit, man, is just fucking wild to me, man. And the fact that this shit go on under our noses and shit on these people, it be kids on Telegraph and whatever other little chats and shit. You know what I'm saying? Be kids on these chats as well, man. This is how easily the grooming can, you know what I'm saying, start, bro. Because you know what I'm saying, we not aware of certain things. And that's why we gotta get aware of shit. Like real talk. Shit, but I had to take the edge off on that one right there, cause that shit made me hot, man. Like, what kind of shit is niggas out here on, bro? And excuse me when I'm saying niggas, cause I know I don't want y'all thinking I'm talking about black folks or something, nigga. We talking about, you know what I'm saying, the Caucasoid at this point, you know what I'm saying? No disrespect to them, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got no hate for white people and none of that shit, but this shit right here is unacceptable, dog. And shit, as much, man, I mean, I ain't met, I'm met some fucked up ass niggas, so I ain't gonna sit there and say nigga wouldn't do this, nothing go to this type of shit. Just most normal niggas I know, as far as black people, ain't doing no shit like this. But that's why I said you can say the same about white people, I guess, man. Normal white people shouldn't be, you know what I'm saying, sedating their damn wives and shit. That shit just some of the sickest shit, you know what I'm saying, in the fucking world, bro. Like, your wife, somebody you love. And if Giselle didn't decide to, you know what I'm saying, let that shit go public, man, a lot of us wouldn't even know that, you know what I'm saying, people that are capable of doing some shit like that, man. You know what I'm saying? But I think a lot of us, you know what I'm saying, see shit, man, and see how shit going and shit, and maybe not see like a situation like that, but see just a bad turn in the community, man. And we turn a blind eye to that shit, man. We gotta start becoming community and getting aware. Cause ain't no way, man, that shit should have been went on for a decade and ain't nobody noticed some weird shit at their house. Like, why the fuck all these cars and shit? This ain't no cousin or none of that shit. Like, where was her family, man? Like, how she didn't know? And all that shit. And it's not like I say, put no blame on her. Just like, she should have had some people around her to, you know what I'm saying, have her back, bro. Like, for real, man. And I think we don't do that enough as a people, man. We don't have each other back, nigga. We ain't watching a nigga 6, man. Like they say in the military. I ain't never been. I just got a lot of partners to be in, but that shit just, I don't know, man. That shit wild me out, bro. Just for a man to stoop that low, bro, and do that type of shit, man. I don't fucks with it at all, man. But shit, that's all the content I have for y'all today, man. Shit. Man, I might get back at it on some live shit later, man. I don't even know. Or I might just drop another little video or something. But man, y'all have a blessed day. I appreciate everybody who came through and fuck with me on the live. And shit, salute to everybody that's gonna come in and watch the video and shit, man. May y'all be blessed. Have a good one.